Morning, everyone. We will call the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of November 18, 2020 to order. Let the record show we have one commissioner absent, Commissioner Dukart. First item on our agenda here this morning is the minutes. Well, first of all, we'll talk about the order of business. Is there any additions or changes to the order of business, Mr. Hadley?
Good morning, Mr. Chairman. No, there are no changes.
Okay, hearing no changes, I'd look for a motion to approve the order of business.
Go ahead, Troy.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second on approval of the order of business. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 2 on our agenda this morning is the minutes from the previous session. Any corrections or concerns with the minutes, commissioners?
Mr. Chairman, I'll move to approve.
We have a motion to approve the minutes
I'll second.
and a second from Commissioner Franchuk. And any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Item 3 on our agenda is to hear a special use permit, to consider a request for a special use permit for a home occupation for a dog daycare facility to obtain entitlement to continue the existing non-conforming operation. The site is located at 1471 4th Avenue East within the city of Dickinson and is described as Lot 13 and the north half of Lot 14, Block 1 of the Yon replat. Mr. Hadley.
Yes, good morning. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This was a previously operating facility at 1471 4th Avenue East. It was actually our first doggy daycare within a city. We went through the process of working with them and enforcement as far as adopting standards to regulate this. We've gone through that process. They were approved and entitled with a special use permit, and then the owner canceled that special use permit. So now they're back. Unfortunately, they have to come back. This is one of the same owners and then another person that's running this operation in the same location. The scope of work and the plans are basically exactly what we approved before. They have reached out to the neighborhood. We have sent notices out. I haven't received any comments or phone calls on this application to date. And there are 7 conditions of approval that are on top of their site-specific conditions of approval for this site, on top of the standard ordinance 1647 conditions that obviously apply to the operation of this. So with that, staff would recommend approval. I believe the applicants are here, and if they would like to add something to that, I'd offer them to come up. If you have any questions, let me know.
Commissioners, any questions for Mr. Hadley before we call him? The applicants would like to come up and say anything, this would be the time. State your name and...
Good morning. My name is Megan Lepretsky. As Walter stated, I'm just here to possibly reopen the dog daycare that was previously owned by Chad and Jessica Uran. We just plan to operate the same as it was before, obviously meeting the conditions set forth by the city.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, commissioners? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Microphone's all on here.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes.
just one question on condition number 3. What's the difference between the hours of operation and the outdoor runs?
Well, the hours of operation, they can bring the dogs into the facility because they're in a garage. Their garage is soundproofed, and so they can bring them in earlier, but the idea of not having them run and bother the neighbors, so there's a staggered time there to where it doesn't hopefully bother the neighbors, and that was something that was pretty consistently done on the last.
Sure, but the hours of operations go till 5:30, but then the no outdoor runs go till 6. That's just an oversight, that's fine.
Hours, operations, 5:30. So I guess it should be 5:30.
Okay, okay.
Good call,
Okay.
good
No,
catch,
I've got no other questions.
good catch. Thank you.
I mean, I don't know if I recall how many of you guys were on the last when we put this ordinance in, but this operation was always a pretty good one. I remember going to visit the operation a few times, and they ran a pretty good show, so I don't think most of the neighbors were all okay with it. I didn't think we had any complaints even last time on it, so. With that, if there's no other questions, we do need to have a public hearing on this, so this time we will open the public hearing. And let me get this phone call thing going here. Oops.
The conference is currently empty. You will hear silence or music on hold when connected.
We will open the public hearing regarding the special use permit for the doggy daycare at 1471 4th Avenue East. If anybody in the audience or on the line would like to make any comments, if you would like to call in, our number is 456-7006 to make any comments. Once again, anybody in the public or would like to call in to 456-7006 to make any public comments. Hearing no public comments, we will close the public hearing and turn it over to commissioners for any questions or action.
Mr. Chairman, I want to clarify one thing before you have a
Yep,
conversation. On this, in the site planning committee, and I just wanted to clarify that, the committee suggested that they coordinate with Mr. Prowse, Aaron Prowse, for the waste removal, and they have done that,
Okay.
so.
Yeah. All right, commissioners, any other questions, concerns?
We ready for a motion on this?
Sure.
I move the City of Dickinson Planning and Zoning Commission recommend approval of the petition for a special use permit for the Paw Paradise Pet Daycare, subject to all listed conditions required by the commission within ordinance number 1647 and listed staff conditions as meeting all the requirements and intent of the Dickinson Municipal Code and also being in the interest of the public health, safety, and welfare.
We have a motion by Mr. Karski. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Second by Commissioner Bollinger. Any further discussion, commissioners, on this special use permit? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, we've approved that. That'll move on to City Commission. Our next item on the agenda for today would be, we have nothing for the work session, it looks like, so it'd be item 5. 5 would be any items not on the agenda that commissioners would like to discuss. Is there any items on the agenda that commissioners would like to bring up at this time? Okay. Seeing none, we will move to the public issues of city concern not on the agenda. Item 6, if there's anybody in the public that has any concerns they'd like to bring up, we will call in one more time here.
The conference is currently empty. You will hear silence or music on hold when connected.
Anyone in the public that has any concerns they'd like to bring up at this time, you can call into 456-7006 or step forward. Seeing nobody calling in or stepping forward, we will close that section of our agenda. Move on to item 7. Look for a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chairman, if I could interrupt you just 1 second.
Whoa.
Just,
This was going to be a record meeting
Em-
time.
no, you're going to like it. You are going to like it, I promise. I have 3 or 4 items that are not complete, did not make the last deadline, and I've extended it to the point where There's no way to advertise and make it work through our process. So we will not have a meeting in December. So you do have December off. So January, we will have probably a number of things.
All right, wonderful. Commissioners, anything else before we adjourn the meeting? All right, I'd look for a motion to adjourn.
Move to adjourn?
Motion, you want to make that a
Second.
second? We are adjourned. Thanks, everyone.